In this video, I want to show you how you can use TippingSports to send your tips to the BFBot Manager automated betting software. This is useful when you make manual selections and you want a bot to bet on them in your own BFBot Manager software, or if you want to share tips with friends or followers. If you're sharing with friends or followers, you can do it for free or even as a paid tipster. If you use the BFBot Manager software, you know it is possible to make manual bets in the market screen. The results from those manual bets are shown in the manual bet strategy. One problem with that is sometimes it can be fiddly to do it through the market screen. It also means you have to be at your computer, or maybe if you're using a VPS, it means you need to log into your VPS. And sometimes you just want to give an instruction to your software that I want you to bet on this match that's coming up within the next 24 hours. But you don't want to place the bet right now, you want to place it later on, or you want to send a bet to a particular bot. I know some people who do manual betting with the BFBot Manager software use Google Sheets or uploading Excel files. I actually don't know how to do that, so I don't know if that's really easy or not. But I use the TippingSports method, and I find this very easy. So the TippingSports website is created by the same people who made BFBot Manager. It's the same company, so they work seamlessly together. And this website is meant to be a way to send tips to yourself or share tips with other people. This is very simple. On the website, you register and put in your name and create a tipster name. And the tipster name will be public. That will go up on the ranking board they have. So when after tips are completed, whatever you put as your tipster name will come up here. Some people use codes like LTV13. Maybe they have different systems. Some people give it a memorable name, Klinsman, or whatever. I use tennis bets and BSG200 so to make it easier for me to know which account is doing what. And after you register, you'll get an email that you have to click on to verify your account, and then you'll be into your TippingSports account. And it's really easy to add tips. You just click on Add Tip, and then you find whatever sport you want to bet on. And if the market you want to bet on is here, most main markets are, then you can just place a tip of between 0.25 and 2 points is the maximum. The points won't matter so much for people using BFBot Manager, because we can choose our own stakes in the bots in the BFBot Manager. But for people who are following directly through TippingSports, then these points become more important. But basically, I can be out with my phone and I might suddenly realize, oh, I want to place a bet. I just want to get a bet on a certain match coming up, and I'm not near my laptop. I just want to put that instruction in there. Then I can just simply do that on TippingSports like that. And also, if I make a mistake, I can quickly cancel it within 2 minutes. So how do you set this up? Well, if you're using it with one account, which you will do at the start, you register for a free account, add a tip for whatever sport, whatever event you want to get your bot to place a bet on. And then next, you copy and paste your TippingSports Automated Betting URL into your BFBot Manager software. So I've registered and created a test account here called FootyBets1. So in your profile page, there is a button with automated betting written on it. If you click on that and scroll down, you will see this long URL. And this is the URL that you need to copy. And in your BFBot Manager software, in the strategies area, go to Manage Tips and click on Tips Auto Loading. And here in the area, it says URL. Paste in that URL. And then click on Active on this box. So don't forget, paste your URL here and click Active. And what that will do is it will, every 1 hour, it will reload tips from this URL. If you want to change that, as I often do, you can change that down to every 6 minutes or so. Usually every 6 minutes is fine. So every 6 minutes, it's going to check for new tips from that account. So I click Save. Once you've done that, next, you need to create a bot that's going to bet on your tips. And on the TippingSports website, it actually has a strategy file that's ready to go that I can download and import into my BFBot Manager. And we can see it appear there. And this bot is set up to place bets on FootyBets1. So this default bot is going to place level stakes bets, but you can edit and add any kind of staking plan you want. And you can change market conditions, selection conditions, price settings, time to bet to what you want the bot to do. So now I have this set up in my Footy Bets account. I click on Add Tip. I go to football, pick a game coming on, Spain, Denmark, and I want my bot to bet on that. I'm going to click 1 point. And now this tip has been selected by me. And for the next 2 minutes, I have a chance to cancel it. Even if I go to a different event and then suddenly panic and go back and like, oh, I want to cancel that, I can still go back to my Spain-Denmark selection and delete it. But so you have a 2-minute window to delete a tip that you've placed. After 2 minutes have elapsed, that bet will appear in my tips area on my Footy Bets account. The two minutes haven't elapsed yet, so it doesn't appear here yet. And after 2 minutes have elapsed, that pick will now appear in my tips area here. So I can see that this selection was made on October 12th at 7:30, and it's due to play on October 13th at 3:45 in the morning. That's my local time. I'm in Japan, so local time's different. It'll come up on the local time for your computer. And once a tip is accepted on TippingSports, it will get sent to your managed tips area. And here I can see that Spain-Denmark tip there, and back on Spain. And here it says tipster provider Footy Bets 1. And this is the important thing. Any bot that is instructed to bet on Footy Bets 1 will bet on this selection. And in this bot here, it's going to bet on imported tips from Footy Bets 1. And this is going to place that bet 3 minutes before kickoff. So even though this game is hours away, I don't need to place a bet now and have that money used up in my account. It can place the bet just before kickoff, and then that money is only going to be used for the 2 hours that game's going to be played. So there it is, super simple. You add a tip, and that gets sent to your BFBot manager, and whatever you program your bot to do, it will bet on that. So you can access this easily on your phone, and you can add tips there, and it becomes a really easy way to send tips to your BFBot manager software. And also with TippingSports, it's okay to have multiple accounts. For example, if you want to have different selections with different tipster names, that's okay. So all you need to do is register for a secondary account, and you don't need to have lots of email accounts for this. You can use your original email account, but just use the plus and then a new tipster name. I'll show you. I'll log out from here and say I want to create a new second account. I'll call it FootyBets2. And what you do here is your original email. So if your original email is my email, instead of having to use a different email account, I can use my same email address, but simply add a plus mark afterwards. And then I usually use my tipster name just so it's easy, so I know which account is doing what. So if I have my original email, it should be my email at gmail.com. But I want to have a secondary account, so I just add plus and then something after it, like FootyBets2. And then I can register again with TippingSports, and they will send another verification email to my email at gmail.com. It will send it there. So you can use one email account to have multiple TippingSports accounts. All you need to do is add a plus after your email and then give it a reference, and usually the tipster name is a good reference, and then you can register and have a second account. That's how it's possible for me to have multiple accounts like BSG200 and Tennis Bets. Then when I want to add a bet for them with Tennis Bets, I can log in, make a bet, and then log out again, and those selections are for Tennis Bets, those tips. And then they will be sent to my BFBot Manager software. So if you want to have a secondary account, just register for the secondary account using your first email account plus a tipster name. When you do that, one difference is to get those tips sent to your BFBot Manager, you need to follow your secondary account with your primary account. So for example, if FootyBets1 is my primary account, and let's say I've created a second account called Tennis Bets, then I would need to follow Tennis Bets with my original FootyBets1 account, because it is only FootyBets1 that is sending tips to my BFBot Manager. It sends the tips from its own account and any other accounts I follow. So that's one difference with having one account and with having multiple accounts. With one account, you just copy and paste your TippingSports URL into BFBM. But for multiple accounts, you need to follow your secondary accounts with your primary account. And then in the BFBot Manager, you can duplicate the previous one we had and then just change it and change the staking rule to bet on tennis bets or whatever account you're following. So that's the only key thing, is that this rule, the bet on imported selections and tips, this must be the exact name of the account you are following on TippingSports, and then it will bet on it, because those tips show up in the managed tips form. Why use TippingSports? It's an easy way to do record keeping. When you just do manual betting on BFBot Manager, it doesn't really log it so well. It's all just in one bot, and if you switch off the software, you lose that bet information from the strategy screen. Whereas if you are putting the tips in on TippingSports, then you get these really nice graphs and monthly breakdown, and you can also download all your past tips history. So there's a lot of data just kept here. So it's really good if you're like paper testing a system and you just want to log it and you want to do it the easy way. And also when it gets sent to your BFBot Manager, you have one bot where you can track all the results from that betting method, and you can compare them with the other bots, and you can make connected bots. So it's really useful when you have a betting idea or strategy. It's also an easy way to place bets from your phone. As I said, if you want to put a selection on, just go into your phone, put it on TippingSports, and that's going to be added to your BFBot Manager software, whether it's running at home, on a desktop, or on a VPS somewhere. It also uses your betting bank more efficiently, because if you place 20 bets at the start of the day, then all of your betting capital is used up at that point, waiting for these matches to kick off. But when your betting tips are put into a bot, then it'll only place the bets when you want them to be placed, like a few minutes before the start of the event. And then you can have the same money being used on several matches throughout the day, instead of being used up by one match for that day. Another good point is its third-party verification. If you are trying to prove that your system works to other people, and then TippingSports is great because all the results are verified, they are Betfair closing odds. All the results here actually with a 4% commission removed. So this is not actually just Betfair closing odds, it's Betfair closing odds minus 4% off profits. So for UK users, we usually pay just 2% commission. For Australian users, it might be 5%. So they've picked 4% as their commission rates here. So these results are all with 4% commission taken out. Yeah, it says their 4% is deducted from overall market profit. So third-party verification, if it shows profit on TippingSports, it's very likely working. It's also useful if you want to share with friends. Maybe you're developing a system together and you take turns in finding selections. You can put them up on TippingSports. You can follow each other's accounts, and then you can share out the selection finding and get them sent to both of your softwares, or if you're in a group, then to all of you. Or if you have a system that's working and you want to get it out to your followers who are using BFBot Manager, then you can share it with paying followers. One cool thing with TippingSports is if you go to My Profile and you go to Edit Details and you go here and say Private Tips, and also make sure you email on You Will Post and email me on New Follower. If you go to Private Tips, then that means that nobody will be able to see your tips unless you give them permission. You can give them permission in the My Followers section. Anyone following you will come up here and you can approve or disapprove them. And that is a way you can make your tips private so nobody can see them. And when that happens, people will also not be able to see them on this tips page either. This will be blank, it will be private. You can see private tipsters here. They have a lock mark next to them. And then when you go to the page, you can see the results, but you cannot see their tips. Usually tipsters will tell you how to contact them if you want to follow their system, and that might mean paying a subscription. So TippingSports is a way to have followers. TippingSports is a way to manage your paid followers if you have a working system with a subscription. One question, why have multiple accounts? Well, it's okay at TippingSports. There are no problems with that. And that's useful if you want to separate different selection methods and you want the bets to go to different bots, because you give them a different name, then different bots can bet on them. Also, one more cool thing, actually you can send bets from BFBot Manager to TippingSports. So for example, if you have a betting system that automatically finds selections in BFBot Manager, you can actually get them sent to your account on Tipping Sports. And that's another way that you can share your working systems with other people without revealing the secret filters of your system. This can be done by, in your bot, adding a safety rule that's called Tipping Sports published placed bets as tips. So for example, let's say just that can be found in the safety rules section here, Tipping Sports publish placed bets as tips. We can add this rule, and all we need is our Tipping Sports unique code. In the case of that unique code, again, if we go to my profile and we go to automated betting and we go down to that link again, but this time when we're using that rule to send tips to Tipping Sports, then we just want everything after this slash, the last bit. This bit we want to copy now. We don't want the rest of it, just this bit. And you paste that here into the Tipping Sports settings and pick how many points you want to bet each time on that. Click save and it's done. Any bets placed by this bot in real mode will now get sent to my Footy Tips account with a 1-point tip on it. Obviously, you wouldn't be getting tips from Tipping Sports and sending them back to Tipping Sports. This is just an example of how, if you have your own automated betting system that's working on BFBM Manager, you can then send those tips to Tipping Sports. Then you can share those with your followers or even charge for them and be a paid tipsters. You can see on the tipsters page, some of them have a lock mark. That means they're private and you need permission to follow those. And some of them have a little eye mark, and that means tips provided by this tipster are generated by using a bot algorithm or other such software. So when you see an eye, that means, these are powered by BFBot Manager. These tips are being sent from their software. So all these people are, with the eye there, they're BFBot Manager users, and they are automatically sending those tips up there. So that's it. That's how you can use Tipping Sports to send your tips to the BFBot Manager. Maybe if that's easier than what method you've been doing so far for your manual betting with the BFBot Manager, then you can try this method as well. Easy way to keep track of your results, an easy way to share with friends, and even have paid followers. Are you interested in automated betting? Well, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more videos like this. And please do visit my website, bettingsystemsguide.com, where I have my working strategies, some of them created entirely with the BFBot Manager software. And you can follow those through Tipping Sports, as I've just shown here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.